предоставляю слово представителю Соединенных Штатов Америки Гари В Баррису, основателю стрелковой ассоциации Lone Star Shooting Association, Техас.
Maria sent me a list of questions that she wanted me to try to answer. It seems that there's a lot of interest in what's going on in the United States as concerns handgun use. First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to come. I'm going to try to answer these questions, and I'll be available later to go more in depth with you. What types of firearms can a citizen own in the United States? Almost any type is allowed. Firearms, including handguns, rifles, shotguns, they can be owned and you can keep them in your house at home. We can carry semi-automatic handguns and revolvers concealed if licensed to do so. NFA controlled firearms, that's firearms that are controlled by the government because they represent either fully automatic, short barrel rifles and shotguns, or silencers or suppressors. You can own them if you have a special license for that, and those aren't difficult to come by. There are some modern military firearms that are not allowed, like handheld rockets and that sort of stuff. So what is the number of firearms in the United States? I have to tell you that I made a slight miscalculation here because I did this very late at night, and it turns out that some of the statistics are correct. As of 2009, the government figures on non-military civilian-owned firearms in the United States was 310 million. Like I said, there's probably another 25 or 30 million that have been added to that. As of the end of September of this year, there are over 1 million firearms purchases just in Texas. We have a population not of 60 million, but 316 million, and that averages out to about 1 firearm per citizen in the United States. You need a license to own a firearm in the U.S. No, you don't. No license is required except for NFA firearms. Here are some of the criteria you have to meet in order to own a firearm in the United States. You have to be at least 21 years of age, 18 for a long gun or shotgun. You have to be a citizen or a resident legal alien. You're not a convicted felon. You have no history of family violence, no history of mental illness, and you're not dishonorably discharged from military service, just to name a few. What laws regulate ownership of firearms? Well, there are a bunch of them. There are both federal and state laws that apply. State laws vary from state to state. Some are very restrictive and some are not. I am certified by the state of Texas to teach the concealed carry classes, and state law supporting the limitations and uses of these firearms in self-defense. I'd be happy to discuss details of that with you when time permits. And here's a really good question she sent was, what are the 3 main problems associated with gun control in the United States? And basically, you could say there's one main problem, and it's education. Basically, it's ignorance, stupidity, and apathy. Supporters of gun control think that taking guns away from law-abiding citizens will stop criminals' use of guns, and statistics do not support that hypothesis. Some people think gun-free zones will keep criminals away and make people safe. Hasn't happened. Almost every shooting that you hear about in the news It takes place in a gun-free zone. Some people think if they just ignore the problem, it'll go away, and it won't. We have to address the problems, what's the root causes of some of these problems. In many cases, it has to do with mental illness. Lone Star Shooting Association is about 2 years old. What are the objectives? We have 3 main objectives. That's to build an easy set of 3 gun match rules. LSSA Shooting Association is a 3-gun shooting association. In our matches, you can shoot pistol, rifle, and shotgun. You can use 2 or more guns in the same scenario, switching from a shotgun to a pistol or something. But we wanted to build a tool for public and political awareness, used to spread legal, responsible possession of firearms and the right to use firearms in a practical manner suitable for self-defense, especially in those countries where such shooting sports are not permitted. And we're making inroads in that direction. LSSA will fund projects to preserve gun rights around the world. Results achieved. Well, we published our gun rules, our 3-gun shooting match rules on our website, both in English and Italian. We worked with FISA, the Italian Gun Rights Organization, to defeat a proposed law 2012 in Italy. And we're providing financial support for the Second Amendment Foundation as well as the International Association for the Protection of Civilian Arms Rights. What are our plans for the future? We plan to continue to work, particularly in the European Union area, to work with members, LSSA members, to fight for citizens' rights. We have developed a safety training program for youth and hope to attract more young people to the shooting sports. If you go and look now at most shooting sports in the U.S., there are a lot of gray-haired people like me in there. We need to get young people involved. Continue to work and support our international partners in their gun rights. And finally, do I see what is the path forward for international gun rights? We may speak different languages. We have different political views, but we must all recognize the right of self-preservation is a human right, and that owning a firearm for self-defense is fundamental to that right. We must speak up for and reach out to those law-abiding citizens of the world who need our support. Thank you very much.